Here's a fun fact about me. I absolutely love rhythm games. It might seem weird that someone like me that is so into Zelda, Splatoon, and other big first-party Nintendo games loves playing rhythm games. One game that I used to play a lot was Project Sekai. I had gotten pretty good at it, but since it's a mobile game, I just never played it quite as much as my Switch games. One day, Cadence of Hyrule caught my attention when I was at a video game store, and I played it and loved it. A review of that game is coming later on. So while I was browsing the Switch eShop one day and I saw Rift of the Necrodancer, I checked it out since I liked the music style in Cadence of Hyrule. It seemed more similar to classic rhythm games like Guitar Hero, which I've never played, and most importantly looked somewhat similar to Project Sekai. So I bought it and played it. Today I will be telling you my thoughts on the game and by ranking it in 3 different sections out of 10: music, gameplay, and visuals. So starting with music. I already stated that I liked the style, so I was excited to see what this game had, and it did not disappoint. Most rhythm games have a lot of bad tracks that you will probably only play once. But this game was different. I found myself playing a lot of songs multiple times. Some of my favorites are Almond On, Brave the Harvester, and Overthinker, which is my absolute favorite. Of course there are many more that I enjoy, but those are the main 3. Here's the funny part though. All 3 of the songs sound so different, which is another one of the best parts of this game. All the songs are distinct, and there are so many songs with different styles that you could be playing a track that is more like jazz, and then the next one is heavy metal. The styles are so different, but it all works so well in this game. However, there is one problem. There's not enough music in this game, which is such a shame. Like, where's the collab with Zelda again? But for this game, it would be so cool. Like, imagine playing Gerudo Valley in a rhythm game. It would go so hard. Anyway, the final score is 8 out of 10 because the lack of music really brings it down, but the quality in every track is awesome and something you don't see often in games nowadays. Next up is gameplay, the most important aspect in any video game. And I'm happy to say that the gameplay in this game is absolutely fantastic. It is a very difficult game to master and has a lot of patterns to memorize, which is pretty rare in rhythm games. Some examples are blue bats that move one space to the side they are looking once you hit them, or zombies that move diagonally, or even armadillos that require to be hit multiple times on one beat depending on the color. Also, enemies can go through walls and end up on the other side of the screen in this game, which makes it tricky to pin down where the enemy is going to be on the beat you need to hit it, and that is a fun bit of challenge to add to a game like this. The game lets you choose from 3 difficulties at first, with the final difficulty mode being unlocked later on. And the way the game makes you learn how to play the game for the first time is really good. There's a tutorial that explains all the mechanics in the game at once, but there's also a story mode, which I will not spoil, that has a better way of teaching the mechanics. In normal mode, the levels are in such an order that they teach 1 or 2 mechanics in gameplay, which makes it easier to memorize. This works extremely well since in the end of the story mode, I was not thinking about any enemy patterns since it had become natural. Of course, the difficulty also goes up as you go through the story mode, so that at the end you can tackle the hard mode, and it deserves its name. It is a significant difficulty increase from the previous one, and it's really fun to replay all the songs in this difficulty, and eventually move on to the impossible mode, which is the last mode, and I have not yet been able to complete a level in that difficulty. There's also an easy mode, but I haven't tried it since it seems pretty boring. But just notes there. During the story mode, you will find boss fights and minigames which shake up the gameplay even more. But I will not spoil anything, so if you buy the game, you'll be surprised with how fun these are. If you're getting the Switch version, just note that the final boss has crashed for me several times. I don't know what causes it, but it happened several times. It might also happen on PC, but once again, I haven't tried it. The score for this category is 9 out of 10. I can't give a 10 since the beginning is extremely rough to learn, but it is close to that prestigious 10 out of 10. Of course, if you have been enjoying the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, it would make me very happy. But continuing on, we have the visuals department. This game's art style looks fantastic, and the character designs are great too. Overall, the game looks really polished with nice animations to top it off. In terms of UI, nothing feels cluttered or has too much going on that would distract the player. In this case, simplicity is better. Distractions would make the game a pain to play, but this game gets it right. Not too much going on, but not too little going on either. As a whole, the game is pleasing to look at. I'm not an art professional, so I can't say much more, but as an aspiring artist, I would like to draw like that. A solid 9 out of 10 in this category too. The final score for this game is 8.5 out of 10. It's a very pleasant game to play and a nice break from big AAA titles, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone who likes music or rhythm games. This video was made without a sponsorship. I just wanted to talk about a great game and share it to you all. Stay tuned for the Cadence of Hyrule review and eventually the Crypt of the Necrodancer review coming later on this channel. On that note, bye and have a nice day.